Hey everybody, it's Bill again. This is my channel and I'm glad you're here today. And I just want to start off by saying hola, because today I'm going to make chili rellenos. And if you do it a couple times, it's really not that bad. The hardest thing is when I was kind of doing my first run the other day is trying to talk and do it at the same time, because it obviously slows me down a little bit, because we are going to have to work fast once we start getting everything put together. But let me just explain to you. So I got some nice poblano peppers, and what you do, I like to get the grill nice and hot, and you throw them on, and you just want to get them so they start to blister. Then the real key is you put them in a pan, and I like to kind of have them out separate. Last time I put them like in a bowl and they're kind of on top of each other. It did work, but they didn't cool down very fast. But you want about 15 minutes to sweat in here, and that's going to separate the skin, which is really tough, and it's also going to give some flavor to the pepper. So basically, it's definitely cool enough to touch. You just want to start to find where all the blistering is, and you peel. And yeah, it's kind of a tedious job, but just remember, nobody's going to eat up here, so you don't have to really sweat that. And we're just going to peel all this outside skin off. And you want to keep things dry, so I don't want wet hands. It gets kind of sticky, but that's good because it kind of helps the skin stick to you. And as you get going here, you're going to see that once you start separating it, it comes out pretty easy. You really want to try not to tear the skin, and you don't want to overcook these. I've done them a couple times, and one time I didn't think they were blistering enough, so I was like, let's just give them another 5 minutes. Kind of overdid it, and they kind of fell apart. I mean, it still tasted great, you know, so it's kind of an experiment. But now I got the skin off, I don't want to put it back in there, so I'm going to put them on my cooling rack over here, and really just you can see how this is coming right off, and I'm not lying, it's just a little annoying, but you can do it. And I got 3 peppers here because guess what, worst case scenario, I only need 2, and if one of them totally falls apart, it's okay. Alright, so I'm going to work on peeling these, and we're going to be right back and I'm going to show you the next step. So see you in just a minute. Alright, we're back. I got my peppers all peeled as best I could, and now I got to get them stuffed. So if you look at the peppers, you got to be careful because sometimes they have little tears in them, and you can use that as your line to stuff them in. This one looks really good. So I just want to take a knife, and I'm just going to cut it, nice little slit in it. And actually these peppers are really good. I got them from a produce stand, and they're nice and firm. So they should cook up really well and not all fall apart. And let me grab a spoon. I just want to look to make sure they don't have a whole lot of seeds in here. Now remember, if the seeds are attached to the top stem, I'm not too worried. I just want to see if I can get some of the seeds out. And it looks pretty. Let me see. scrape out anything we don't want. I'm going to get some of the things from the top. I didn't even know this step the first time. I had someone make them for me. I didn't even notice the seeds, so I don't know what that says. Alright. Fingers in here. Okay, so I got some cheese here. Oops. I feel like I'm making a jack-o'-lantern. Seeds off the outside. All right, got my seeds out. Rinse my hands real quick. Hands nice and dry. Start to get so full of seeds. Can't even tell. Okay, so everything looks nice and dry in here. Don't want a lot of water, which is just going to make steam when we cook them. And I've got the oil on low. So the real recipes call for, like, you know, shortening. I'm like, nah, I don't do that. So this is canola oil. It's, you know, has a pretty high flash point, and it's not going to incorporate any flavor. All right, so I've got this. I've got some Monterey Jack cheese. Basically, I'm just going to start shoving some cheese in here. And you don't have to worry about it getting like really full. Right, because I want to be able to close it up. So, trick to this is, got some toothpicks here, and I've tried all different ways, and this just seems to work the best. And you're gonna kind of make like you're sewing it. We're gonna do a little back and forth here to seal it. And once again, I'm going to put it back on my prep area. Alright, so I'm going to work on getting the other two seeded and stuffed, and then we're going to come back for the next stage. See you back in a minute. So I've got my beautiful chilies stuffed, toothpicked together. They're looking great. And you know, this is very kind of a traditional way of making a batter. I've got my flour, but there's a twist to it. I got to start out with, I need 4 eggs that I've separated. I got the yolks in here and the whites in here. I need to put the right attachment on there. On my immersion blender, because I don't feel like whisking. I want a pretty stiff peak on these. And any baker knows what I'm talking about. Alright, so basically I'm just going to start off and get these kind of broken down. And then we're going to see if they're going to start turning white. First they get kind of foamy. And the air bubbles are going to start getting smaller and smaller. Now we have soft peaks. See, it's kind of soft peak. I'm going to call that pretty firm. Maybe just about good enough for what we're doing here. And you can see the difference now, it's really frothed up. Okay, beautiful. Let's get this out of my way. Set it aside. So I got some egg yolks. What I need to do is I need to get 2 teaspoons of baking powder in here. This is kind of trippy how this works. I may tap up just a little bit here. And I'm going to take these egg yolks and mix them, and it turns them really funky, like almost like salad. And this is how we really get a good coating. Good reaction in here. My yolks are turning really pale. Just mixing with a fork, as you can see. Just get all this stuff mixed together. I guess what we're going to do now, I got to get those whites incorporated in here that we've beaten. Just going to kind of fold them in. Just checking the bottom, make sure everything's well incorporated. I got all those egg yolks moved up. Looks really cool. Okay. Last but not least, just get this fork clean. Get this So, my oil's getting pretty toasty over there. So I'm going to start with the first pepper. I'm going to get it in the flour, and these have been in a paper towel so they're nice and dry. Just want to get a pretty decent coating, and I just find that using a spoon really kind of helps. You can just kind of spoon it on. And when I first tried doing this, you know, lots of times when you want to flour something, you don't need that much flour. I really find you have to have a lot of flour you're wasting in this. Okay, looks good, beautiful, right? So now we're just going to dunk it in here. I've got my stem, right? So I just want to get a good coating. And this stuff's really weird to work with when you first do it. I just want to make sure that everything but, like I said, I don't care about the top part. Nobody eats that. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? Now watch what happens. Magic to the ears. Alright, I want to give this one a good start. Because you want a few minutes on each side. And it's crackling real nice. And this is all going to set up real nice. So I want to give it a minute head start before I start messing with putting another one in there. Want to get all that nice heat through there because you know we got to get that cheese melted. All right. Now I've got my second one. Do the exact same thing. Start with flour. And I really try to hand pick these peppers out, knowing that they're going to be good shape, easy to work with. You really have no idea how great this is. Like I said, it's kind of a pain in the neck, but it's well worth it. I was talking to the guy at the produce market I go to, produce place here in Melbourne, and we were talking about places and things that we really love, and Chile Rellenos in particular, and Mexican food. And so I had come home, I bought some peppers there, and I came home and I made it, and I took a picture because I thought they were so perfect, and went back to show him how good it looked. He was pretty impressed. I thought they looked pretty good too. I can tell that that's really starting to get going. So let's get into our batter before our batter gets all funky. Filling all those spots. The batter's not good for too long, so it's not like you're going to make a whole bunch of these at one time. Alright, there we go. It's beautiful. Kind of slid together, I just want to separate that a little bit. So I'm using, the frying pan's really hard to use and I don't have a deep fryer, so I want something with kind of high sides. And I'm only going to do a couple of these at a time. Let me move this out of the way so you can probably see it a little bit better. is I'm going to go ahead and flip one of these. And if I did it right, I should be able to flip it by the stem. You see that? Is that not beautiful? That, my friends, is beautiful. We got that egg all nice and cooked. This is a real fatty, and I got a lot of cheese in this one. So I'm probably going to have to make sure I get it on all three sides. What more can I tell you? This is just a really decent, fun thing to do. Tastes great, less filling. I just want to get this first one pretty well wrapped up, and I'll make the second one flip to show you. The hardest thing is you won't have enough time for that cheese to melt in there, and I can start to smell how it's cooking, so I know we're right there. The oil's getting hotter. I always laugh when you fry something, you always have that sacrificial first thing you fry, because even though the oil's hot, it's just getting the pan ready. Rock and roll. These are beautiful. These peppers are really cooking well. And that's just the way it's supposed to be. Back in our cooling rack. I'm going to get the third one going here. I forgot I moved it. So this one was the problem child. Didn't want to, just different in the consistency of the flesh, so I was concerned. I mean, we got it stuck together, so I'm going to show you that sometimes you just have to use a little TLC to get the same results. And our batter's going to seal everything up. And prepare your family if this is how you make a really, really messy kitchen. Oops. Sometimes those cans just get a little too much. Kind of heavy. So I'm not going to make you sit there and watch the last one cook. But anyone out there can tell me that this isn't the way you really want chili rellenos to look like. I really want to know your recipe, because actually the first time I ever tried making it, I think I was trying with my sister, and we read a recipe where you like cut the ends off, try and stuff them, and then stick toothpicks in. But then I was watching, and you know, you want that stem. It makes it so much easier. And it's kind of cool presentation when you put it on the plate that you got that stem sticking out. And it reminds people, you know, you're not going to want to eat that last little bit. But I just think these things, and they're really hot, so I'm not going to touch it. Even our he's going to be fine too. So, like I said, all the time, please try this stuff. This was a little more hectic, I will admit. I've done a couple things like that because I had some time off and I've really been trying to work on some new recipes. I also throw in some little zinger quick things to do to offset it. But you know, this is the kind of thing where you can, you know, bring the family into the kitchen, everyone gets a job, and give it a try, and you really won't be disappointed. I like to serve these with little either ranchero beans or refried beans, little rice maybe. And what I like to put on them is just a little mild enchilada sauce. Just drizzle some on it. Looks pretty, and it's just going to add a little flavor. It's not going to be overwhelming. I'm drooling really bad right now. Always best to eat these things fresh, but I did as an experiment. I cooked an extra one last time, stuck it in the fridge, wrapped it up, and believe it or not, I just put a piece of tin in the oven, and it heated up pretty nice. So don't be afraid. I mean, if you're rocking and rolling and want to make a bunch of these, be my guest. But I guarantee you probably won't have any left over because everyone's going to love them so much. So please subscribe. I love comments. Hit the notification bell. Do some fun things. Enjoy cooking, and I'm really going to enjoy these. So have a great day, and I'll see you next time.